Yeah, I feel like the killing of Nora was a really big turning point. I feel like emotionally for Ellie, because, oh man, I love that part, just to see how much she's been through physically.
Yeah, for me, that was one of my favorite sort of moments. Is so much in video games the characters feel infallible, or even if they take hits, they're still great, you know. And to show that this isn't just an external cost. She's destroying herself. Oh.
The Ellie and Jesse relationship is really kind of fascinating, of the respect these characters have for one another and the shared love they have for Dina. Yeah, this was a cool shot of just showing what's at stake. If we just keep pursuing this thing endlessly.
I aspire to be Jesse when I grow up.
Me too.
Yeah.
Such a good dude.
She had a rough night.
Yeah, also the idea of secrets, right? Characters holding on to these secrets, right? The idea that she's pregnant is a secret that Jesse figures out.
Is she pregnant?
And then, right, it's again knowing how much Ellie wrestles with characters not telling her the truth.
Yeah. And I think so much of the wrestling with that was like, I shouldn't be the one to tell this information. It's not my place to, but yeah, I don't want to.
But we gotta take her.
Don't want to
I
lie.
don't want to lie.
She needs real care, and she's not gonna get that.
Yeah, I know.
This is starting to lay track of the choice that's coming later of I can't just leave Tommy as rationalization. Now that she had some time away from the torture, the obsession, the call of the hunt is coming back up.
Maybe you could take the justification, which again has learned from Joel.
Yeah, whittling these scenes down to just the bare essentials, just to make them as tight as possible, to get back to gameplay. That was quite a bit of iteration.
Which I feel like speaks so much to what you all do at Naughty Dog, is like the scenes don't have a ton of dialogue, and so much of it is just through looks or movements.
Yeah, well, we're in a privileged position in that we have the budget and the animators and the talent that could translate what you're doing on stage pretty much one-to-one to what comes out on screen. But it does take a lot of effort.
Let's go tell her we're leaving then.
I'll just meet you.
No.
Yeah, he's got a lot to process, right? It's just...
Yeah, he just found out he's a dad.
He just found out he's a dad. And this is this goodbye, because any one of these excursions, you might not come back. And Ellie's surrounded by all these people that want to support her, and they don't quite understand the darkness of the obsession.
I need you to lock the door for us.
How do you leave that little punum behind?
I know.
Look at her.
It took forever to build this, what we call the wide, which is the deep background, where you could see the Ferris wheel, you could see just all these obstacles in front of them.
How are we crossing this?
We could use that road.
You could see WLF vehicles on that highway. And again, when you're acting in this, you don't see anything. So then you're just kind of doing gestures, and then based on what your head is looking at, we build an environment around that.
Come on. This way.
And this is where the obsession completely takes over, where it's we can go for Tommy or we can go for Abby, but we can't do both. And Ellie rationalizes that going after Abby would be the better choice.
The marina through here.
No, we're taking their boat.
You heard them, right? They're talking about Tommy.
We don't know that.
Who else is it gonna be?
If it is him, he'll be gone by the time.
And it's so fascinating to think about someone that just has put so much weight of like people being honest to each other, and here she's lying to Jesse and lying to herself.
Yeah, I think so much of it is her own avoidance.
You do this, I'm not saying.
And now Jesse just sees how dangerous she's become in this obsession, and she's losing even him, and it's so hard to lose Jesse. Yeah, and a lot of the construction of this game was these long stretches where Ellie would just be by herself. So to put these scenarios where we separate her from the people that love her, and wanting the player to feel as alone as she does.
People don't come back from that island.
The roughest scene in the game? Ugh.
And one of them,
I'm not fucking going there.
Then don't.
Ashley Birch, Patrick Fugit.
seeing these glimpses of this other crew and not quite understanding what this fight is about or what the conflict is.
Hands up.
Only later just getting the rest of the context. And this is Ellie trying to be Joel. Ellie trying to do the Joel technique of... And this is another one of the situations where Ellie doesn't want to kill them. She just wants Abby. But the situation gets away from her. I love that she's just on razor's edge of just her emotions completely taken over.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't quite, because she's inexperienced in this type of behavior. She doesn't quite have the calm, cool, and collected way of doing it like Joel did.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and we wanted in this exploration of, the pursuit of justice at any cost, that to show that there's always a cost. And, in the cycle of violence, there's often unintended consequences. And the idea that Ellie inadvertently kills a pregnant woman just felt like a great metaphor for that. But it definitely horrified some of the people at the studio that heard this pitch.
Yeah. It's an interesting question of, at this point in Ellie's obsession, what could she see that would make her pause, that would make her seriously question after torturing Nora, after leaving Dina behind?
Well,
You need something big
Yeah.
to wake her up.
And I love how you play this panic attack right here. And just the audio design for it as well. And we do this trick when Tommy comes in. We actually recorded a line with Troy, so she hears Joel for like a split second. So you show like all these things are just interconnected in her mind now, all these like traumatic events.
Yeah, she's not built for this.
And just show what a good guy Jesse is. It's like he went and got Tommy and said, "We gotta hurry and get to Ellie at the aquarium."
Let's go.
This was another like clue chain thing we needed to do to set up for later with Abby, is the idea that Ellie has this map, and in the chaos of this whole moment, she dropped it and didn't even realize it.
That's not gonna work. It's completely covered in snow.
Nah, by the time we get there, this whole area will be thawed.
Yeah, this is a bunch of obsessed characters, except for Jesse. Jesse is the most moral character in the story.
What are you guys doing?
that all have to accept
Couldn't sleep.
that it's time to go home.
Come take a look
That
at
it has to be okay if
God is to head home via Ellen.
some of them get away with it.
We're in Fall City by tomorrow. We're doing good.
It's like these two, they have to convince each other.
Hey. They got what they deserved.
Yeah.
But she gets to live.
So much, so much pent up energy under that line.
He's still not on board. He's like, well,
There is something interesting about how, like, Ellie doesn't see
Is that okay?
living as the punishment it is. Like, living with loss is the punishment it is, even though it's destroying her. In a weird way, for Ellie, like, it would almost be. She's suffering so much, and there's no peace, but she doesn't see that enough to say, I'm okay with Abby living with that level of suffering.
oh, yeah.
And losing
Oh, yeah.
everyone she loves. Like, I've made her life miserable. And that would be the triumph.
Yeah, in her mind, it's like she doesn't know what life she's living. She doesn't know what burden she's carrying. She's like, any kind of life, she hasn't paid the price for what she did.
It's funny, and yet Ellie is incapable of living herself, right? She's incapable of.
I know what gold
It's interesting.
And this is Tommy just trying to make light of the whole thing.
Can we say it's from all of us?
Ha! You find your own damn bribes.
I really like this, the relationship between Ellie and Jesse and just how much respect they have for each other. I really like this moment right here.
How you doing?
Jesse's just kind of the best. He's the most mature, level, reasonable guy.
Ellie.
And Steven is such a cool dude.
Yeah.
Such a cool
He's
dude.
just
He's
super
like a-
chill and like, he's kind of like a cowboy.
Yeah,
Like,
and he's
got,
like so
a-
positive too. He's
Yeah.
even when he'd be like, I'm real tired, real tired.
Because over the course of the game, he went from like newly married to having
Several
triplets.
children. Yeah, I think like several children.
My friends can't get out of their own damn way.
It's like my friend's problems are my problems. Like, and it just, he puts everybody else over him.
He would have been a great baby daddy.
And no good deed goes unpunished.
Stand up!
Ugh,
Hands in the air, I shoot this
I
one
love how
time.
abrupt it is.
Do it, Ellie.
me too.
Get out of here.
Stand up! Now!
Don't you fucking dare.
Shut the fuck up!
This is one of the few scenes that Ellie and Abby are together.
Stop!
And when we're making the game, it felt like we were making two very separate games
Yeah.
with two different casts of characters. And then when they combine, it was such a strange feeling.
Toss your weapon! I know why you killed Joel. He did what he did to save me. There is no cure because of me. I am the one that you want.
And she doesn't get it.
Just let him go.
She doesn't know what this is about.
You killed my friends. We let you both live. And you wasted it.
Cut to black.